Good evening, Madam Chair and members of the County Council. I'm honored today to present my proposed fiscal 2020 operating budget for Howard County government to you this evening. My team, along with all the departments in the executive branch, look forward to working with you as you review this proposed budget. Thanks to all of our residents, community organizations, businesses, and the council for your feedback and suggestions, which helped us produce this proposed budget. I also want to acknowledge the work of our Spending Affordability Committee, who provided us incredible insight into the challenges and limitations that we currently face. This budget reflects our collective priorities while continuing a fiscally responsible approach. Projected general fund revenue growth is modest, partly due to uncertainty around the potential economic downturn. However, despite those challenges that we face, this budget fully supports our community priorities, including the most funding ever provided to the Howard County Public School System. And this general fund budget, which supports the majority of government services, totals $1.2 billion. An increase of 1.8% from last year. And though we're facing a fiscally tough time in this climate, this budget invests in Howard County, maintaining our national reputation as one of the best places to live, work, and play. This budget is focused on 7 goals, and they are to foster ready and successful students, safe and engaged communities, thriving and healthy residents, a clean and sustainable environment, reliable and accessible infrastructure, a strong and prosperous business environment, and an innovative, efficient government. And I'd like to speak briefly about each of these categories. Education is a top funding priority for my administration. And my proposed FY 2020 operating budget provides historically high funding to the school system, equating to $605.2 million. And including our community college and library system, our education investment equates to 64% of our total general fund resources in the FY 2020 budget. This amount is $16.2 million. Or 2.8% more than FY19, excluding the one-time funding used last year to help address the Howard County Public School System Health Fund deficit. The funding is also $5.4 million above the required maintenance of effort level, higher than the average over the last 10 years. Our budget includes fully funding the collective bargaining agreement for the school system, allocating funds for the health fund, continued support for special education, $64 million for debt service payments for the capital projects and to fund the long-term retiree health benefit needs of our school employees, $35.8 million in county funding for Howard Community College, which is an increase of 2.5% from FY 2019, $21.5 million for a Howard County Public Library system, which again is an increase of 2.5%. And this budget also includes funds to expand our innovative HOCO Strives program. And STRIVE stands for Strategies to Reach an Inclusive Vision and Equitable Solutions. HOCO Strives will remove barriers and increase access for our vulnerable families so that all children from birth to age 24 can succeed. Howard County is not only the best educated jurisdiction in the state of Maryland, but one of the safest communities throughout this nation. And this budget will allow us to continue that success. I want to take this moment to thank Chief Myers, Chief Yulhorn, and all of our public safety leaders for their advocacy and support during these challenging budgetary times. FY 2020 budget includes critical investments to public safety services in the county, including a new academy class of 45 trainees for the Department of Fire and Rescue Services, converting the Banneker Station's second part-time ambulance to full-time, funding toward the construction of Waterloo, and North Columbia fire stations, expanded emergency medical services in Columbia, expanded command and EMS supervisory coverage in the West, and enhanced community outreach. This is also the first year fully implementing the Public Safety Officer Property Tax Credit to help public safety officers live in the community in which they serve. We'll also include $487,000 for the police department to support the new school bus camera enforcement initiative that will improve student safety, and I thank you all for your support and advocacy on that. And based on the recommendations from the Spending Affordability Committee and key stakeholders, a proposed 6-cent tax increase of the fire and rescue tax is necessary to keep the fire fund, which has been experiencing a structural deficit, insolvency, and continue to make public safety a priority for our residents and visitors. This budget also includes the fire ambulance fee charged to insurance companies, which has already been implemented in all other counties in Maryland. Recently, U.S. News and World Report named Howard County to the top 10 healthiest communities in our nation. But I believe that we can soon be the healthiest community in America. In FY 2020, Howard County will, with an investment of $750,000, launch an innovative partnership with the private sector to establish a new residential treatment facility in our county to provide the full continuum of care for substance abuse disorders, including opioids. Support a mobile unit for community-based opioid initiatives. Help fund Howard County General Hospital, the Shepherd Pratt Health System, the Care Line, and Renew Howard, the Settlement Down Payment Loan Support Program, and a Live Where You Work program. Invest in recreation and parks programs for those over 55 or older adults. Expand services for individuals with disabilities, and we will provide continued support to our community nonprofits to maximize the impact and measurable outcomes. Just over a month ago, I was proud to add Howard County's name to the We Are Still In agreement to support the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement. To move toward those goals, this budget provides funding to convert all of Howard County streetlights to LED. In over 20 years, this investment is expected to generate cost savings of more than $3 million and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 2,756 metric tons, the equivalent of taking 585 cars off the road or planting 45,000 trees. This operating budget also includes expanded food scrap collection program to almost 10,000 new homes, $100,000 additional funding to EcoWorks to help their operating needs, and $61,000 to the University of Maryland Extension for the Watershed Academy. And to assist in our efforts to protect our environment, we must also focus on improving on existing infrastructure while diversifying our transportation options. This proposed budget includes a $5 million pay-go transfer to address a backlog of road resurfacing projects and $3.5 million to finish multiple strategic relocations for the construction of the new courthouse, the establishment of a new business innovation center in Gateway, and the continued support for our nonprofit collaborative. The FY 2020 budget also funds the first phase of the Consolidated Transit Plan's recommendations, significantly improving our current transportation system. And this phase will include a major reconfiguration of the county's bus routes with an additional 5,600 service hours to our current system. Supporting business development and promoting commercial base will be the strategic focus of this administration. And while Downtown Columbia Plan is moving forward to create a premier business destination, we're also accelerating a renewed master plan for Columbia Gateway. Recently, I signed an MOU for the Gateway Innovation Center, which is now under construction and expected to finish our first phase in FY 2020. It will serve as a nexus for ideas, collaboration, and business support, and provide focused service for our small, minority, women, and veteran-owned businesses. The proposed FY 2020 budget also continues our commitment to Meriwether Post Pavilion with $600,000 to support its renovations and provides an additional $125,000 to support the Inner Arbor Trust. And finally, my administration is adamant that we must seek innovative, efficient solutions to deliver results for today and tomorrow. This proposed budget includes $250,000 in PAYGO to promote innovation initiatives across government and to develop Howard County's first innovation blueprint program. In conclusion, I would like to take a moment to thank all of you for your collaboration and partnership on our successes during our first 5 months in office. From working together to create a resilient Ellicott City, to launching our suicide prevention campaign, to passing the mobile home tax repeal, we're creating real results for all of our residents in Howard County. My team and I look forward to working with you throughout this budget process, and I wish you Godspeed. Thank you.